doing another bike race this week. All right, so it's currently Friday, March 25th, and tomorrow I'm going to be racing at a Mason Lake road race number 2, and also my number 2 ever bike race. And so, it's been a long day, so don't have a lot to say, but telling you that I'm excited and that we're gonna be racing some bikes tomorrow, and it's gonna be fun, and we're just gonna see how it goes and give it our best. And yeah, so that's kind of all I got for you guys in this evening. Just prefacing you guys with, hey, how's it going? What's up? We're racing. I'm racing tomorrow. Mason Lake, number 2. Just drove about 5.5 hours. And I should probably take a shower and eat. But, okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow morning. And, yeah. Good morning. Feeling pretty good for this race this morning. I had some breakfast, and yeah, sleep had a couple fever dreams, but pretty expected. And so, we go head on over. Drive over to the area, get everything set up, and warm up. Hopefully it doesn't rain too much. The ground is a little wet, but it's to be expected. The course is around a lake, like I said last time, and got some rolling hills. Nothing too steep or anything, so it'll be interesting to see how it plays out. Going in as a one-man team with little to no expectations, and yeah. So let's get it going. Alright, hey guys, so here is Mason Lake number 2 road race, my second road race, and we're looking at 36 miles around the lake with some rolling hills, nothing super serious, nothing crazy. But as we get started here, it started off pretty quick actually, and so we had about 24 people in this field, including myself, and here we have a big kind of split in the beginning, and this is when I think that the University of Washington, who had 8 guys on their team, so a large portion of the group, they let one of their guys go up off the road by themselves, and I finally get back, and the group kind of finally comes back together for the remainder, but one guy made it off the front, and he stayed there for a long time. And you'll see later what happens. So here we got 1K before the end of the race is a big downhill, kind of on the backside of the lake. I call it the backside, just the more like wooded side of the lake. And there's a big downhill, and I knew that was going to be probably an important part of the race, just because you pick up a lot of speed going into the last 200 meters here, which you just saw was like an uphill part to the finish. Here is me going off the front, trying to do a little chasing of the guy who was out in the front. And this happened a couple times. I put in a few decent efforts. Nothing like, I didn't really like go for it all the way, but a few times I tried, and there was really I was looking for help, but nobody else was trying to help. The University of Washington guys were doing a good job of not really letting anything go too far away. And it was kind of hard in a small group to get much coordination of a bunch of people who are maybe just unattached, not really in a team or anything. And so that was kind of difficult. And so, yeah, my strategy going into this here was to really just not let anything go super far away. Like, I just wanted to be in the race. And so if that meant, chasing a bunch or covering attacks or whatever it was, like, I just wanted to be in contention for potentially being able to finish like top 3. And so there was a bunch of small attacks throughout the race to kind of no avail. And maybe I put in a little bit too much energy in hindsight chasing after a few of these attacks, but what are you gonna do? You never know what's gonna happen. And so finally, that was just kind of an example of attack. I kind of get back, the group kind of comes back together, and we got some rain here, so the roads were definitely wet. I don't know if it played too much of a factor in like control or control, I guess you can say, of the bike. I don't think there was any big crashes. There were none that I saw. But as you can see here, I think this is like second lap. We're turning a corner. And I knew third lap was going to be pretty important because the guy was still off in the front. And here you can see that this is front side of the third lap. We just finished our second lap maybe a couple miles ago. And I'm like, okay, we got to chase down this guy up front. He's maybe 30 seconds ahead of us, which is pretty far. And so I start my effort to try to reel him back. And I fast forward this here because just to show you kind of how long it was probably 6 or 7 minutes, and of a pretty decent effort. I felt like, I was 175 plus beats per minute, and it was a pretty long effort for me. Like, I think that I have decent strength on the bike right now, but I'm not going to be able to hold really high power for a long time. I don't think. And yeah, so still going. And we're slowly getting closer, and I'm kind of dragging the entire group along with me, the entire peloton with me. And we're going to catch them in a little bit here. It felt like a long time. I was breathing hard. It didn't feel like I was like gutting myself though, which is a good thing for the end. Here I finally put in the last effort. We catch up, and the entire group kind of is like relieved. And it's like, okay, well, it's going to come down to a sprint now. We got maybe like 10 miles left. So fast forward here, we're on the backside now, which is a little narrower, got a lot more hills, and I'm trying to get recovered from that effort I did. So I'm towards the back of the group now, and I'm trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm like, I still got some energy left. I don't know if I have top end type of energy, so maybe I'll try to go earlier. But here we go, we got 1K to go. Here's a big downhill, and I'm starting to think about how I'm gonna make a move up to the front, because you can see a couple guys are pretty far up there. You know, they're not close, so I'm not really in the best position. Could have done a better job at getting in a better position. So I'm starting to panic, because I'm like, well, how am I need to start making some moves. And my goal was to get around on the left, and you can't cross center line, so I was riding it. I was trying to, but I couldn't get around. And I was like, oh god, you know, whatever. So then you can cross center line around 200 meters to go, so for the final sprint. So they're much closer now, which is a good thing. And I finally get around on the right. Here I get an opening, and we're like real close to finishing here. And I'm just trying to make up ground, because the sprint is like just about to happen. So I think that I could have maybe executed this finish a little bit better if I would have drafted the guy on my left for a little bit longer, or drafted before the finish. But you know, I don't know, it was kind of close, not really close. He's like almost full bike length ahead. But yeah, I don't know, it was fun. Got second place, and yeah, had a good time. So that's Mason Lake. That shit was crazy. Those are the initial thoughts. Crazy. Hey guys, so one day later, post bike race, and to just wrap things up a little bit better, it was a really fun race, pretty wet out there on the roads, which made it a little interesting, but felt like it was a really good effort from me, and I'm always happy to walk away from a race or something like that when I really feel like I put in a good effort. And I also was able to get a pretty good result as well. I was able to get second. And so I'm like really happy with that. You know, I think that like, I don't know if I really expected this, like this type of I guess like fitness from the bike. Like I really have not been training my bike. Like I have been training it pretty well, but not like a lot of serious volume or anything. And so I mean, I guess it's just a really good sign. I also feel like I definitely do a lot better just in competition. So but yeah, that was it was really fun. Hopefully I get to maybe do a few more bike races coming up, but we'll see what happens. And yeah, it's all really fun, and it's just fun to finally get back out there and use what I got. So hopefully more to come, so stay tuned. I'll see you guys in the next video.